your 3D person in space, like your MMO
Yeah.
person.
Here they are, whatever you want to call them. Bright Shadow versus Callback.
I
I
know
do
two things
see.
about BrightShadow. He's got a very expensive computer, and he's got a cat that has trouble learning how to use an electronic cat door.
Electronic cat door. What's different about that compared to a regular cat door?
Apparently, it has a little like RFID or something on it, so that it'll unlock for the cat that's coming in, so it won't let anything else in, just the cat.
That makes sense.
But I don't even know if the cat's using it. We never saw an update, or if we did, I missed it. I'm sorry, BrightShadow.
It's not easy to get a cat to do something
Yeah.
it doesn't want to do on its own.
BrightShadow's in Portland and goes to PAX. So if anyone is around, you might see him at PAX. That's all I know. But they're also a really good player.
They'll
I've
tear it
lost to
up in
BrightShadow and
lawnmower.
MT before.
Yeah, they join a lot of races. Very, very common to see Bright Shadow hanging out in some of the other races, and usually does pretty well. So a tough opponent for Callback, who is returning from Mystery Tournament 16. Got 66th. Is that right? I don't. Yeah, the 16 numbers are weird. So
I think we might have fixed him. It's hard to say, but
we fixed some of them.
that seems mostly right for Callback. I think that seems right. We could check that.
Is 1 and 2 enough to get you 66th?
Yeah, it might have been last year actually.
If there's like 100 people,
That makes sense, right? Because don't a third of the people go 0 and 2? Or is it a quarter?
Quarter.
a quarter. So there would have to have been under 100 people.
Oh, which was not the case. So that must be wrong. Let's check how they actually did.
I broke my rule of not doing math on stream.
That's all right. We had time. There are some issues with a. We're doing a Discord stream because part of SRL is down.
Oh, okay.
Next serve is not authenticating people. Let's see, callback. Let's go to standings. Callback was in 65th.
Which is totally different than 66th.
And that is an accurate rate. 1 win, 2 losses.
That's just
but
how many people were in there. Okay.
a first win. So yeah, that makes them higher up because they moved on in the winners bracket once and then lost twice. But yeah, let's see what they've played this year. I haven't been doing this.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. It matters when you get your win. It's currently 2 and 1, which is already a big improvement. I think it was, which one was it? The close one? There were 2 people racing Mendel Palace, and one of them was really decided. I think it might have been Jewel Ninja's match, and I think this other one, Callback vs. Greeblesaurus, was really close. Ended up going Greeblesaurus's way, so Callback dropped down to the lower bracket. Faced off against Ringadon in beloved Sharp X68000 game Sabnak.
Everyone loves Sabnak.
That was a messy, long race, I think, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. It's a difficult
It's
game. That was also a
yeah.
double, so it was hard to keep track of everything.
And then I think maybe it was a bye versus Dunkirk. There was like a forfeit. I hope I'm not making that up.
Yeah, that's what happened. So, you got to take them how you can get them, I suppose. Bright Shadow beat Bungaboo and Dragon Valor for the PS1. PS1 sword-focused beat 'em up. And lost to Relish and Cat Trap. But that whole race was pretty close. Wasn't far behind. And we've got a veritable MT classic coming up.
Ooh. This music caught my attention. Rainwave is telling me it's from a game called Atlantica Online, which I read initially as Antarctica Online. And I was like, that seems dumb. Why does it have this music?
This game is from a developer who make all their sprites really bouncy.
They never stop. They're always moving, wiggling, bouncing. They have no less than 20 frames of animation on even an idle pose.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, they got a few classic games. A lot of them aren't super raceable for our purposes, but this one is, and it's been in a whole lot. I'm actually surprised BrightShadow hasn't played it.
There was, we had our Mystery Fun Fest event not too long ago. In terms of, I mean, it was a year ago, but it was around this time last year. So look out for it coming up soon this year. But there was an event going on where your whole team would work together to complete generic bingo cards, which had things on them like defeat a knight or buy 3 items from a shop or something like that. And you would play games and do those things in the games and tick them off on the bingo card. And one of the sort of hard things to do on the bingo card was, I think it's flip gravity, I think is how it's worded. And so that's generally a thing that a game is either completely built around or is not in the game at all. So over time, this flip gravity thing kept popping up on all these bingo cards, and teams had to keep trying to dig into their bag of tricks to find another gravity flipping game, right? Everyone goes, okay, V, 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 V. Then what? We had Gravity Switch earlier this tournament. That was that whole thing. We also had Gravitron 3000. But there's only so many. So this game came up pretty quickly for our team. I think we also managed to defeat a ghost or something. And I was like, this is kind of a spooky game. There's got to be a ghost in here somewhere. And so I just started playing it and didn't encounter one until World 3, it turns out. So I had to play kind of a lot. But I did find it. So there's your hints. Trying to figure out what game it is. Bouncy game, flip gravity. There is a ghost.
I'm excited, and I'm wondering if I've seen this one before. The Bouncy Pixels, that's like, I feel like that one's on the tip of my tongue, or at least the person who makes the Bouncy Pixels, but the other ones I can't say I can think of anything.
Yeah, I think this actually might be somewhat unknown. It's always hard to tell what we know, obviously, and what actually normal people are familiar with.
Right. Yeah, if I was talking to someone who looked like, their favorite game is Grand Theft Auto or something, I would not even expect them to know this developer, let alone one of their lesser known games.
My favorite game is Fez. What if you couldn't tell from my avatar?
Great game.
And I'm wondering, would you guess that I will know what this game is when I see it?
It's not in the era of Fez, but it's just hard to say. I mean, I've never heard of it before MT. I'll tell you that. And I've always been a bit of a retro game enthusiast, and I was unfamiliar with this game.
This game caught my attention back when Speed Gaming League was a thing I would help run. Someone submitted this game, and we constructed a goal for it. So outside of, my niche speedrun interest, never encountered this game.
So it's a little older?
It is.
Yeah.
And we're switching to it now. It is on the Game Boy Color, and it is Wendy, Every Which Way.
So this is made by Way Forward. They make the Shantae games.
Yeah.
And some other stuff, I guess. But that was where they really cut their teeth. Yeah, so this game's got their sort of trademark visual style to it. Also on the Game Boy Color. The very first Shantae game was a Game Boy Color game.
Yeah, I think that's where they got their start. I think part of the reason I didn't is because, I don't know, retro games are dominated by Japanese developers in my mind. And so Western developed Game Boy, you think shovelware, but this is not shovelware.
And this game's cool.
I recognize that box art. I'm not sure if I'll remember the game at all, but I definitely remember that box art.
This was one where the paste bin was so old it had no controls, so I just went and gave him the controls real quick in a formatted. Be like, you should at least have the controls. It's a pretty simple game, but
Did you used to run MT without any? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, MT used to have no paste bins. And then it had something in between, which was just like tester notes. And then people started submitting paste bins. Anyways, this is Wendy. Every which way. You can flip gravity.
Otherwise, you just kind of walk around and kill guys.
Yep.
There are stars. Do you need the stars?
You don't need the stars.
I just love this cute little... This is this girl in her onesie and her hair sticking out. I'm a big fan of Way Forward's character design. First level down.
Yeah, so yeah, same devs as Shantae if you didn't hear that, but yeah, especially Way Forward made some stuff on the GBA and they're just like they're bouncing around like nobody's business. It's crazy. You can't even see what the sprites are supposed to look like because they're wiggling around so much in their idle animations. Most recently made River City Girls. They're still going.
The second one? The sequel?
Yeah, second one came out recently. Kind of like end of last year, I think. BrightShadow spending the whole time on the ceiling, which I think is smart, but he's coming down here now. So the way this works is interesting. You can jump through platforms, but only from, like...
quote-unquote below.
Yeah.
So there it is. Flip upside down, jump down through them. Oh, Callback gets that quicker, and big catch-up.
Yeah, and then the way you flip is by choosing to, like, you press up while jumping or down while jumping, and it flips you, whichever direction you're pressing.
So I have not seen this before. So I'm curious. Do you think this is more of a you need to go fast kind of a game, or you need to not die kind of a game?
This is more of a you need to go fast kind of game. This game's pretty easy. It's been a long time since I played it. I didn't play it this year, but if I remember correctly, it's a pretty friendly... I mean, we're beating the whole game here in a mystery tournament length goal. So that tells you something for a console game.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance this is going to turn into like a game of inches. And it's, BrightShadow just missed that jump up to that block, right? I like stuff like that normally is like kind of whatever, but in a race like this, stuff like that is going to be important overall.
BrightShadow way slower on this, getting past this thwomp. BrightShadow says, I want this pig dead! as a vendetta against this thing.
Callback going all the wrong ways on this flippy maze thing. Middle path also wrong? Can you go through the statue? You can. Okay, that makes sense. So I was like, wait, one of those had to be right. And look at BrightShadow, gets it right first try. Big catch-up. Oof.
Yeah, it's getting close. So yeah, the gimmick, I don't know if it's all red enemies or just these red pigs. If it was all red enemies, I would appreciate that. But they flip with you.
And it looks like they get hurt when they flip as well, or they get stunned.
At least stunned.
I thought that pig died on the spikes for a second, which I thought was going to be kind of cool, but then it came back.
That would
he
be
was pretty shaken
cool.
up by the experience, though. Who wouldn't? They got the weird moon rock. I don't know why that's the thing they're after, but they got it. Bonus level. Oh, right. There's like an auto-scroller every now and then.
Trying to die. Smart.
It's worth checking.
Wait, you can flip and fly the broom upside down?
Oh, you can hurt yourself on... Okay, so there are little things up there you can hurt yourself on.
Ah, there they go.
Oh,
wait,
looks like you have
it's
to
not a
actually
bonus game at
complete
all?
this.
You have to win?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, now they both know. Worth trying, worth trying.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so funny that they let you flip anyway, just for like style points.
Yeah. I mean, it would be terrifying to flip outside. You're done. Your life is over.
Well,
It's a good
then
thing.
just reverse gravity and go back the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, you know, if you don't do it fast enough.
Well, isn't there like a you have to land on something to flip gravity? Because otherwise you could just kind of like flip yourself back and forth and just like fly across the stage.
I think
Yeah,
you can do it in midair.
Oh, okay.
That's
So-
always the difference between the gravity flipping games. Can you do it in midair?
BrightShadow's got full stars, and that gives you access to a more powerful attack. Attack hasn't mattered too much yet, but that might be good knowledge to know for later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very, very bouncy walk animation.
Yeah.
Not
We haven't
too
seen
bouncy,
the Wendy
though.
saga in the same way that we've seen the Shantae saga, but who knows? Wendy could
That's
make
true.
a comeback.
It's such a good title, too.
It really
Every
is.
which way.
What would the sequel be called?
Ooh. I just keep coming up with which way in different
Yeah.
uses.
Well, I wanted
Which
to
way
say
is
thi-
up? Oh, damn it.
It's like this way and that, and then I was like, oh, but like a vat, like witches bubble stuff in vats. I'm like, no, they don't. They do it in cauldrons, and then that whole
Cauldron.
thing went out the window. And so, who knows?
I like whichever. I like trying to work that in.
Yeah. Any which way? Oh yeah. More freeing outlook on which witch is which. Stealing the Scooby-Doo, Where Are You episode.
Wendy 2, The Revenge. It gets really gritty. It's fully
Yeah.
rendered 3D models.
Wendy
I mean,
2
if it's a reboot at this
Retribution.
point, yeah, it's got to be a gritty reboot at this point. So that's probably it.
Shantae never quite got there, although I didn't play the later games.
I keep meaning to go back and not go back, but play some of the later ones. I played the first 3. And I
I
like
only
it.
played the Game Boy Color one.
Bright
Yeah,
Shadow
just
upside
Wendy.
down. Judging this distance is behind Callback. Callback is sort of or Bright Shadow's going up, right? Callback already went up and then left and is now going up. So that'll give you
It
an
seems
idea
like
of where
the
they
biggest
are.
difference is just Callback's just not hesitating to think about things as much as Bright Shadow.
Just
Yeah.
walk past that thing. It's a tree. Yeah, there we go. Callback thought it was an enemy, but that's just a tree. Yeah, and the game gives you like some options here. You know, you can kind of take these obstacles however you want to. Oh, the guy hid in the tree. Oh, that's kind of cool.
And then it gets you if you try to walk by.
Yeah. That's the point of these trees.
Oh, so if you flip, you force him out. No trees up there.
No, you can't.
It's really
make
funny
that
seeing
callback.
Callback trying to jump to this block when it's like, you can just flip
Yeah.
gravity, man.
Well, I think Callback thought it would be faster not to do 2 flips, and I appreciate that, but because of that and some other hesitations, here's BrightShadow with 5 stars.
It looks like the character does stop when gravity flips. Like, I mean, their horizontal speed, like movement, seems like it stops, which is always kind of disappointing because I like being able to play with it where you're flipping it while you're moving horizontally.
I remember so little about this game. I don't remember if there were bosses or what.
I played it a year ago and I still don't really remember. I think it's just kind of like bonus game.
Yeah, if you don't, then there probably aren't bosses, I would think. If there was a boss, you probably remember at least the final.
Well, there might be a final boss. I didn't go all the way. I got to that ghost in the third world and went, yes, I'm done, and moved on.
Look at this drop shadow on the background. Gives it a weird look. It's like diegetic in the universe you're on paper or something. It's really weird.
Ooh, a death for Callback. Look at that arrow reminding you which way to go, because these levels are crazy and you just respawn from a checkpoint.
Yeah, good call. But compared to the other stuff I had on the Game Boy Color, I could definitely see, 8-year-old me playing this on a car ride, for sure. I had the Pinocchio SNES game ported to the original Game Boy. That game's horrible. I had a Shrek fighting game. That game's awful. I would way rather have had this.
I've seen clips. There's like a lot of characters have infinite combos in that game. Like, it's just horribly. But people have gone in on it, like they've done the work to figure out who the best characters are. And
stars are not health. My understanding is that stars just give you a powered-up weapon. BrightShadow pulling ahead, though.
I think they might be both.
Oh, okay.
In that case, not get hit if you want to keep your power.
Maybe Callback should go for more stars.
I don't know how it decides where to shoot your 2 projectiles from these 3 possible paths. That, or they're flickering at 30 hertz and we're getting a 30 FPS stream, and so it is always shooting 3. We just can't see it. Okay.
Yeah, it is a little weird looking.
Oh, I see. It was the same for BrightShadow, though. It is weird.
It seems like
the bonus level apart.
This would have been really, now that I think about it, when it came out, this would have been pretty cool, the gravity flipping mechanic, because I can't think of a lot of games at that time that would have had something like that. I'm sure there were.
There's the NES game, Metal Storm? Metal Storm? You're like a weird little short robot. Like, wider than you are tall.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a cool
There's the
dude.
ghost, by the way. Here's me dunning my bingo card at that ghost.
Got it. Yeah, it does take a while to find a ghost, doesn't it? You would think a game with witches, you're like, oh, ghosts are probably everywhere. Here we've got all the spooky stuff, skeletons and ghosts.
There were knights earlier. It's not a bad bingo card game. Really drastic long falls here. Oh, all the stars. Alright, BrightShadow half a level ahead. How many worlds do you think? 4 worlds?
Probably. Well, let's look at some times. This has been played many times before. This could be one of those games that people actually race on SRL, but we'll see.
This block looks straight out of Shantae. I mean, I know everything does, but something about that block specifically.
Probably more than 4 worlds. Well, maybe not. We're on 3, right? Probably more than 4. Beat the game normal. The fastest times we have are just under 30.
So Callback flips knowing there's going to be spikes at the bottom, but you get 5 stars, so it just goes down to 4 afterwards and gets to enjoy the benefit of 4 stars. All this pre-firing from BrightShadow. No reason not to, really.
Yeah, you can flip in the air, and BrightShadow is now doing it. These levels are getting spiky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had a choice between a low road and a high road. BrightShadow goes high, and I think it was correct.
Is Callback ahead or this far behind?
That's the previous level.
Wow. Pretty significant at this point.
I really like how the enemies react to the gravity flipping. Like there was that when it hits its head and then it gets more aggressive.
Yeah, and these thwomps, if you haven't noticed, the red ones go with you, and the purple ones are always the opposite gravity that you are.
Filled with helium.
Yeah, apparently.
A really quick 3-2 from BrightShadow. So here's Callback going the low road, and it keeps going.
Oh, is this just a loop now? Oh, that would be frustrating, but I can't even tell.
Doesn't seem like it's like a secret or something.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. We're making progress here.
It's so scary. It goes down there, and you're like, "What's down there? Can I go? Is it in a hole? Like what?"
This does look harder. Oh.
Suddenly, this thing is here.
And yeah, here
they sync up here.
Here they sync back up, yeah.
Music, not as good. Shantae's got great music. This one, not so much.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this. This has to be before Shantae, just because the scope is so much smaller.
That would make sense.
Probably they just weren't used to doing Game Boy Color stuff quite yet. I'm not 100% on that.
Jake Kaufman, I think, does the music for Shantae.
Oh wow, even the old ones? I wonder.
I think so. Callback needs to turn around.
Okay, so this is a licensed game. This is a character from Casper, Wendy the Good Little Witch.
I had no idea.
Me neither.
Someone mentioned Casper in the chat, and I should have given them more credit.
WayForward did make...
Inserting the game into a Game Boy Advance unlocks a new world exclusive to the console.
What? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's weird. So this must be pretty late in the library then.
I hope that whatever default settings their emulator hooked up to is not about to serve up a cool special world for someone and not the other.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, WayForward in 1998 made Casper Animated Activity Center, so maybe they had close ties with the Casper people.
They had the coveted Casper license that everyone was angling for.
I bet it's more like Casper Guy. Like there's just one guy. He's like, yeah, I got it. Casper's mine.
Yeah. We'll call back jumping into a trap. Not a huge one, but.
No health for either player. Callback, I think, is, gonna go get this star.
Yeah, fair enough. Don't want to die.
I wonder if any of this other stuff is like Casper stuff. I don't know nothing about Casper. I watched that movie with Christina Ricci. That's about it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That was like a drive-through movie as a kid.
Dan Aykroyd shows up as a Ghostbuster and is like, I'm not touching that. You're haunted.
don't think I was old enough to appreciate the reference.
I don't think I was. I don't even know why I know that now. But it is true. Just make that jump, BrightShadow. There you go.
Yeah. I was thinking there's some mechanic there that I didn't understand.
Yeah, I was so drunk on the ability to flip gravity that like wasn't thinking about the basics.
It was a pretty high jump. I think BrightShadow just thought it was too high, but you have a actually really huge jump in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. For sure.
I don't think I fully appreciated what this thing does. It changes color when you flip, but that's about it.
What does it do?
Well, it must do something.
I wonder if it's like messing with controls or something.
Oh yeah, maybe. Maybe it reverses your controls.
BrightShadow.
Oh, they did those
up.
Sabrina Game Boy Color games? Those games aren't very good compared to the other ones they made.
I like the pause. Those games aren't very good.
I was gonna say are like awful,
nice
but they're
way
not
phrasing
that
it.
bad. There's way worse. There's.
You gotta touch it, but it doesn't do anything. What's the point? Oh, there's spikes there. There's spikes there too.
The happiest moving platforms you've ever seen.
Aw.
This is all they want in life, just to help you get where you're going.
Oh, and I think they flipped it thinking that was. I mean, they knew it was there. Just the way the wood on that area kind of ended, it kept looking like it was another platform you could land on.
Okay, Callback taking a game over.
Yeah, I don't know. Where would a game over send you like back to 4-1 if you were on 4-3?
That could actually be in the pastebook. Let me see what they were given here.
It would be devastating if true, and I would definitely agree with the game over.
Yep, restart the stage if you game over. You do not have a 0 life, it says.
Yeah, we saw that. Alright, which path? Left path. BrightShadow drops pretty far down. Uh-oh.
Oh, I see. Zenik is talking about these light bulb things. They get angry when you flip, and then they flip it back.
Oh. That's interesting.
You're not all powerful in this area. Other people possess the same gravity magics you do.
That's a really good point, TPC. The interesting thing about this game kind of gets you... You're like playing against your own mind. Because they put you in a situation where really you should just be jumping. And you're like, but I can flip. I'm supposed to flip all the time, right? And it's like, well, not all the time. Because actually right now you shouldn't. And it's easy to just kind of get thrown off.
Nice corner jump from BrightShadow.
Required.
Making use of all the jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Which I'm all for. I mean, might as well do something with Wendy here. All the Casper fans bought this game. You got to give them a good show. I'm sure there's a bunch of forum on the Casper fan forums from 2001. Casper Girl
Callback.
86. Love this game.
Oh, I thought Callback stumbled into the right path, but actually has gone all the wrong ways on this stupid pick-a-path thing.
Oh, these guys are flipping all the time. You can hear the sound cue.
Oh, do they piss each other off?
I think they might. Oop.
As long as you keep moving, they can't get you, though.
Yeah.
Wow, very quick.
Here we are, collecting it upside down.
Callback is free from the flip maze.
Well, no, I mean, VVV came out way after this. I mean, for all we know, Harry Kavanaugh loved this game.
Yeah. Oh. A lot of spikes down there. But nowhere to go? I thought it would be down and to the right. Oh, okay. Here we go. Shooting the pig knights to force them to stand still and block, and then jumping over them.
This looks like a new little guy.
Got a bomb there? Is that what you got? A happy little guy?
Yeah,
Just
jeez, it's huge.
throwing gigantic bombs.
I didn't actually understand it, the shading.
Yeah, upside down.
Until he touched it the first time.
Pretty hard to deal with.
Ooh, blows up the enemies, though. Give them a taste of their own explosives. Shrambles, you didn't end it with like a like a 400 character quote that ends every single post that you make. Imagine if Discord still did that. but like a massive quote about like some sort of philosophy quote like on every forum.
Or it's like the image, the bar image with like a anime girl on it with the quote.
Yes. Or Sasuke.
Yeah.
The shotting gun. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, it was only ever really old people, so I don't know if this was like a thing among like people who weren't as old, but like some people would have text signatures where every text they would send you had a signature at the end of it. That was wild.
I think I do remember that.
Like text messages from phones?
Yeah, like they would send you an SMS message on a phone, and it would they would sign off and be like, "Peace be with you, Brian," or whatever on every single text message.
Oh no, callback with a death. Where's the checkpoint? I think that's a ways back.
That's all the way back. Every which way to the back of the level, the beginning of the level, whatever.
Oh, you lost heart in it like a split second into it. And then I could hear it in your voice.
God, it was falling apart right in front of my eyes. BrightShadow on the Wikipedia page informed me that there are 3 platforming levels and 1 side-scrolling shooting level in each world.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of gathered that so far.
If BrightShadow's at the very end of the game right here, this could rival some of the best times that we've ever seen.
I mean, this is a boss. None of the other ones have bosses.
It's a horrible noise. That's a not getting hurt noise to me.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to hit the rock back
rock.
into him.
Yeah.
Oh, are they gonna have to flip gravity while they're on the broomstick?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder. Oh, to get the rock to go.
Yeah.
The red one will just keep going straight, though.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think you can have it pre-flipped.
No, you gotta flip after it comes out. Now.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, and then hit him.
Then you can slam him.
So your shot power-up is gonna matter, too, I guess, if you have to actually hit him afterwards. Oh, you don't even have to flip gravity to hit him with the rock.
BrightShadow flipped it.
I think it was kind of after. Maybe it matters.
I hope it matters. I'm just going to continue to think that it matters. It would be disappointing if it didn't matter.
I think it does. And there we have it. Still way up there. Assuming this is the end, and I think it probably is. Our fastest time we have is BTS with 27:42, and they say still like this game. So that's farming.
Not even blind yet.
Our fastest blind time is in Crank Dud with 28:12. Says, "Help, I'm dumb."
That sounds like Crank Dud. Gets like the best time anyone's ever heard of, and he's like, "I'm so bad." There was some stuff going on with that boss, right? It was a pretty easy, straightforward game. Then all of a sudden, you had to put your thinking hat on a little bit for
Yeah.
that boss. That was well done.
Didn't give him the done. We don't even have an official time because we had to just make it up, but we know it's up there with the best.
Oh, Eugene Code. You think he would be one of the programmers?
I bet he got that every single day.
Yeah.
Congrats to BrightShadow. Fantastic performance. Oh, I was waiting in the room.
Oh, let's bring him in here. Hello,
Hello.
BrightShadow.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we can hear you.
That was the fastest I ever made my mic work in Discord in like a year.
Congratulations.
What
Nice
do you
job.
think about Wendy Every Which Way?
Yeah.
It was a fun game.
Yeah, I like this game. Could you tell that it was made by the people who made Shantae? Do you know anything about those games?
I saw that it was Way Forward, but I forgot that that was the Shantae people. But I can totally feel the design influence.
Yeah. So apparently this
do
is
have
a
a similar
character from Casper.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
the
so.
friendly ghost apparently has
Huh.
meets Wendy the Witch at some point.
Yeah.
I saw that it said licensed by Nintendo, and I wasn't sure what it was licensed from, but that answers the question.
Yeah, we didn't know either. We
Nice
were like,
job
why don't they
figuring
make
out-
more Wendy games? We said it's because Wendy is part of the Casper world and basically doesn't exist anymore, I guess.
Yeah, you're we don't have like an official SRL time, but your time would be high. The lowest time we have is Crank Dud's 28:12, and then everything else is in the 29-minute mark, and so are you in the like early 29. So
Yeah, I felt like my only real time loss was my intentional death in the first bonus stage because I figured maybe I can skip it and then
Yeah.
go.
you both did that exactly the
Good.
same
I
way.
was kind of worried that that was going to be like my undoing was that one intentional death just to see if I could save time, and then I lost time. And
I think it's a smart move. I think it's good that you both went for it. Callback is
Yeah.
picking up on the boss mechanics slightly faster than you, it looks like.
yeah, did I just like get luckier with mazes?
Callback took quite a few deaths. You did get lucky on some of them, but Callback got unlucky on... You got unlucky on some ones that Callback didn't either. So I think it was mostly
Yeah.
Callback had more deaths. I don't think they
No.
realized
I
that
don't
the
think I died.
stars were health up until like World 2, and then
Mm-hmm.
didn't die as much once they were specifically going for health.
Yeah, I was mostly picking up stars just for the upgraded shots, but the health was handy. I didn't get hit a lot, but there was a couple of rooms where it was just kind of like, okay, go right.
Yeah. They really load the spikes on later on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did appreciate that one room. You fell all the way to the bottom and hit the spikes, and you were like, "Okay, I'm gonna flip to the top then," and also spikes.
Yeah, and then I just panicked.
So that's the done from Callback. Just a couple minutes behind. Close race. Who's
And
waiting?
they're
I'm gonna
here.
grab him. Hello, Callback. I heard you a little bit, but you did cut off a little bit.
I said hello. Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
There you
Hi.
are. Sounds good. GG, what do you think about Wendy Every Which Way?
It's a cute game. It's pretty fun. Being Game Boy Color game, it's very small screen. The maze levels got a little weird to navigate, but otherwise pretty fun.
Yeah, they loved just having you pick like a thing to fall into, and then surprise, it's not the right one. But yeah, that was a a little
Enjoy
bit
your
lame.
star and your 30-second fall.
Yeah, speaking of stars, it took me like 3 worlds to figure out that they were actually health.
Yeah, we noticed that.
I think that was the kind of big difference, is that BrightShadow was not dying, still getting hit, but not dying because they were getting the stars, and then you. So that was the, not a
Yeah, it
huge
was on
difference.
that, it was on that one level where I wasn't picking it up after the checkpoint, didn't realize they were health because I hadn't really been hit much before, and then. Also, what they call bonus levels aren't actually bonus levels. So
No.
when I tried taking a
we
death
both
on that,
killed
it did
ourselves.
not. Yeah.
Luckily, you did both do that, and in almost exactly the same way. So you both died on the bonus level, and then said, oh, "Okay, I guess I won't do that next time," and then
Yep.
moved on. So that was still a solid strategy. At least you both.
Yeah,
did
by
it.
bonus, they just like typoed shmup.
Yeah.
Were you expecting a boss? We weren't even really sure about bosses even. Like, there's probably something at the end.
I mean, Pastebin
The
said
Paceman did
Dot
say
Don's on a
after
boss,
last
so-
hit on the final boss. So when I saw
Oh.
the dragon, I was like, oh, this must be it.
yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't get a chance to read it. I was looking in the SRL room where nothing is happening for a little bit at the start of the race instead of Discord. So this
Oh, yeah, still
was
pretty fun overall.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a good game.
This was unfortunately a loser's match. So this was your exit from Mystery Tournament 0017 callback. Was it a good time?
Absolutely a fun time. I look forward to doing other events in the future.
What did you?
Just race with
what
everybody
did you
else's
play
matches
this
anyway.
time?
That's the funnest thing.
Yeah.
Played Mendel Palace Sabnak. Great game.
Yeah,
Midnight
Sabnak.
Palace is not a great game.
Yeah, one of those is a great game. Well, I mean, even one of those is a very cool game.
Yeah, Mendel Palace is okay. I actually did finish it while testing it, but mostly like out of spite.
That game made me so mad when I raced it.
Just the
It
one
was-
level that completely walled me made me mad on that one, but yeah.
It was chaos. When the other people would flip, when you flip, and the screen would just erupt and stuff as soon as you hit the button. Well, I'm glad you had fun in Mystery Tournament, and you'll probably, I mean, you can join all of the other races that people are racing all the time, but the Mystery Fun Fest, I'm sure, is going to start sometime soonish,
Yeah.
and that's a really cool event. I can't tell you what we're going to be doing because it's a mystery. But there was all kinds of stuff, and everyone loved it. So, everyone,
one was
please
great.
look forward to that. Yeah.
Please look forward to. It's like those Nintendo Directs. They always say, "Please look forward to."
Yeah, because they don't have a date yet, so that's what they say.
It's also like a weird translation thing. I'm trying to find where you are, BrightShadow, in this bracket.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's about to body me because I believe in the last.
Oh,
match
Nets
they were talking
Kamikaze.
about it. Okay, I might have a chance depending on the game poll with that.
Yeah, Ness is very experienced, but I mean, I think leans more into the retro stuff, which I guess you would do too. So I mean,
do
it's hard
I.
to
So
say.
it's really gonna come down to like if we pull like a jank freeware game, I might be good.
Yeah. Well,
Random sideways.
I'm sure there are some in the pool. Jank freeware sounds
There
like an
are.
MT thing.
Just no puzzles. That's all I need is just no puzzles.
I don't know how Ness Kamikaze is with puzzles, although you did lose your last puzzle game, I suppose. You lost Cat Trap.
Puzzles are what drop me out of MT a lot of the time, so I just cross my fingers and hope for no puzzles.
You beat me once in a Tiny Toons Game Boy game.
I remember that.
That was a fun game. It
That was
wasn't
a good
actually
game.
that fun. It was
I actually started working on speedrunning that game a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was like, that was fun. I wonder if I can do it faster.
I didn't. I said, I'm out of MT. That's too bad. And I didn't ever play that game again. But yeah, looking forward to more races. And speaking of more races, look at that. Look at that transition. Let's see what's coming up. Oop.
Yeah.
See,
no
but
more
I have to know what
tonight.
window to click on. Here we go. Nothing
But
until
we're
tomorrow.
Still in the phase where there's like multiple matches every day that you can kind of reliably count on something to happen on the Mystery Funhouse every day.
Yeah, we've got 104 matches left, which means we're nearly at, well, before top 8. I'm not counting the top 8 matches, but that means we're nearly 2/3 of the way through the normal matches. Insane. We've been playing a lot of games.
Yeah, sometimes I look at some of the match numbers and I'm like, this is match 232. What? What do you mean 200? What? That's so
I know,
many
we're almost at
matches.
200 played. We're at, right now, we're at 199 played. Oh, no, that's not true, because that includes all the redraws. We're at like 193 played. Still.
A lot of games.
Yeah. Yeah, so look forward to that. We'll have more races tomorrow. Only 3 scheduled right now. If you're watching, I always have to, as a good tournament organizer who fears the deadlines probably more than you do as a player, the January 27th deadline has a lot of matches on it. So there are still quite a few to be played. For all I know, these are all scheduled. I'm not going to check all that while I'm streaming, but just be aware if you're in Losers 3, it's a big deadline. And now every single match there has an opponent, so you've got nobody to wait on. Schedule it when you can. But yeah, beyond that, we're getting close, and we've got, it's almost close enough for me to say, and I will say it, that top 8, if anyone hasn't looked, is on March 11th and March 12th. So, about a month and a half away. Be excited about that.
Please save the date on your calendar. We do a big fancy top 8 weekend on the Games Done Quick channel. We usually try to save some of our bestest games, and we have our bestest players. So it's we go all out, and it's a fun time. So please look forward to that.
Yeah, take the weekend off.
I hit the please look forward to it. I didn't even think about it. It just came out.
I know you're gonna be self-conscious about that. I'm sorry. No, you can't unhear it. Please look forward to Zelda 2.
Zelda 2. That's what they call it, right? The new game coming out?
Yeah, that's Zelda 2.
Zelda 2.
Imagine if like everything they showed and then it ended up being a side scroller that was just a remake of Adventure of Link, and like nobody saw it coming. That would be insane. That'd be the biggest move that Nintendo ever pulled. Anyways, on that,
good luck segueing from that into
on
the
that
outro
wonderful
after
note,
we did such a good job setting it up.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything else for you. Thanks for joining me, Myth and New Driver. Nice racing, BrightShadow and Callback, and everyone else who played on this stream. And we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Good night.